with no further ado, I'd like to present my favourite 100 albums of the 90s. Albums released between the year 1990 and 1999. I nearly said 2009. That would be wrong. So this list is 100, definitely 100. And yeah, a lot of you will disagree with my choices, but remember, I am a staunch believer that pop and dance will save lives. I love Eurodance, I love female singers, and I love the 90s. So I have, again, divided them up into 10 segments of 10, but what I'm not going to do this time is I'm not going to panic myself when I'm running out of time. So if I get to about so many minutes, I don't know, didn't practice, and I think yeah that's enough, I might just stop clean in the middle of a 10 and just pick up the next time. But I might not, I might just be really rigid and stick to 10s. So yeah, I like a lot of albums from the 90s, like a lot. Like, you can't see the room. If you turned around you would see records everywhere. And trimming this down to 100 was really difficult, and a lot of albums have been left out that I really do love. So if your favourite is on the list, it could be that I love it and it didn't make the list. There's a lot. This 100 through to 91 is quite difficult as well, because I've put these albums in and I'm like, oh, that should be higher, that should be higher, that should be higher, and I've moved things about so many times. I'm just thinking, you know, I'll get on with it. And I've waited a couple of weeks from doing my last countdown because I was waiting for one more record to arrive. Then I could probably falsely boast that every album that is on my countdown that you can have on vinyl, I have got on vinyl. And that for me is a big personal achievement, more than marriage and kids, definitely. So I am going to, again, talk through each of these albums here, and I will also say what my favourite track off each album is. Let's begin. Ready? Because it's here. If you can tell from the the 100 album, the album coming in at number 100 is Danny Minogue, Get Into You, from 1994. I think this got released. No, 93. Containing singles that spanned from 92 through to 94, because she can be a bit like that, Danny. With the singles This Is It and This Is The Way and Let Me Show You The Way To Go, and there's a title track, Get Into You. But my favourite song off this album is, ignoring the fact that Be Careful's on this, because I really like Be Careful as well as a track, my favourite track off this is Love's on Every Corner. I think it's a really great pop song already. Really great pop song, and I was delighted to find this in a record shop in Bury, which is closed down sadly, but lovely printed inners and lovely Danny, and we need more Danny in our lives. 199. Now this is, for those who have been following my agonisation on one story that I did once, this is the album that gave me trouble. 99, Sonia, Everybody Knows. Yes, you would probably go, that's an 80s album, and that's what I did. But no, it's a 90s album. It was released in April 1990, and it looks really weird that way around. I can see it in reverse. And it's got the singles on it, Listen to Your Heart, You'll Never Stop Me Loving You, Can't Forget You, End of the World, and Counting Every Minute. And also the album tracks on this are great happy music, and I Can't Help the Way That I Feel is really good, and the title track Everybody Knows, brilliant. I mean, side A on this is pretty much immaculate, apart from the fact that this copy is scratched and I need a new one. I identified this the other day when I was listening to it. My favourite track off this is You'll Never Stop Me Loving You, because it's one of my favourite songs ever. It was the 4th ever single that I bought, and I listened to it, and then I put the instrumental on and I sang along to it, and then I made my brother sing along to it as well, which he was entirely happy about and not scared about it at all. But let's also say as well a single that was a hit in the 90s off this. My favourite hit off this that was in the 90s. I'm going to say Listen to Your Heart, which was released just at the end of '89, but it climbed to the top 10 in 1990. I know this because I read it in my top 100, my 90s charts book that I bought. Right, that was 99. 98, now this is the album I was waiting to arrive to complete the set. Ace of Base, The Bridge. It's because the word bridge and bass begin with B. It's really difficult to separate those two in your mouth. Lovely gatefold sleeve. But it's that way round, and they're upside down. But it was printed that way. It's not the fact I held it upside down. Ace of Base, The Bridge. Ace of Base make great pop music. I'm annoying myself already with that. I'm going to keep on saying it because great pop music will make my chart. Great pop music. Beautiful Life. Lucky Love were the singles in this country. But they also released Never Gonna Say I'm Sorry, but Not Here, which I didn't know it was a single until I saw them Jenny perform it live a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, that was a single? Oh, it's great. And my favourite track off this is probably Never Gonna Say I'm Sorry. Shall I crack a joke about it? I'm never going to say I'm sorry about that. That wasn't a joke, that was just a stupid thing to say. Right, 97, and one of the albums that does not exist on vinyl yet, but I think that we might get this on Record Store Day. Bananarama, Ultraviolet. The people probably expect me to put Bananarama's albums higher, but I like this. It's quite dated now though, but please don't hate me for saying that, Bananarama fans, but you know what I mean. Every Shade of Blue is my favourite track off this because it really captured that Eurodance vibe, and it should have been released in this country properly. Never was. I think this one is the German one I got, but I've also got the Canadian one and the Australian one because I think I got the Japanese one as well because that's what I do. So yeah, 97, Bananarama, Ultraviolet. Should have got more attention, didn't. 96, Massive Attack, Blue Lines. This nearly didn't make the countdown. Then I thought, it really should because it's great. And then I took it out and then I put it back in. But here it is at 96, Massive Attack, Blue Lines. Because I love the songs on this album. Obviously, Unfinished Sympathy is one of the best songs ever made. I love the delivery of Safe From Harm and Him and the Big Wheel and Be Thankful for What You've Got. But what's the one that really annoys me? Which is the song that irritates me? It might be Five Man Army, the one that irritates me. Anyway, so it kept getting taken out because of that, but it's in. It's at number 96 and it's a great listen. 95, Shampoo. We Are Shampoo and they are Shampoo, so it's a good name for the album. From 1994 this came out. Reading the notes. Yeah, 1994. Singles, Trouble, of course. Viva La Mega Babes, Delicious. But it's also got, what's the one from before it that's on it? Because there's two. They released two singles before that. And are they not on it? Oh, there we go. So yeah, the other two singles, so Bouffant Headbutt and Blisters and Bruises, don't appear to be on this album unless I'm reading this wrong. Which is a shame because Bouffant Headbutt in particular is a really fun you're dead, when I get you outside, you're fucking dead. That was a terrible accent. Dead. Don't like it. Yeah, so that's my 95th favourite album of the 90s. Oh, favourite song off that one, Trouble, obviously. 94, Kathy Dennis, Into the Skyline. I was really disappointed this wasn't huge because it's got great songs, it's got great album cover, and look, I hope she got to reuse that dress several times because it suits her very much. And my favourite track off this one would probably be Falling. I really like the PM Dawn remix of Falling. You can hear the dog. The dog's about to go nuts because I think they're going out. Off to get to McDonald's, no doubt. Other singles, You Lied to Me, Why, and Irresistible. Love that album. 94, All Saints. All Saints. Debut album. Really strong all the way through. Great singles. Really sold really well. People love All Saints, but you should listen to the later stuff because the later stuff's great as well. Better. Oh, a burp came up. Better than this, I would say. And my favourite track of this would probably be Booty Call these days. Not at the time, but now these days. And at the time I probably would have said Never Ever, but I just don't need to hear that song anymore. But yeah, Booty Call is my favourite track off the album. 90... I messed up. 99, 199, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93. I might have said the wrong number for the last one. 92, Danny Minogue again, Love and Kisses. All I want is your love and kisses. So many great singles off this one. Love and Kisses, Success, Jump to the Beat, Baby Love, I Don't Want to Take This Pain. My favourite track of those ones is absolutely Baby Love. I think that it transcends being a pop song through to a dance song because of Steve Silk Hurley's production. You listen to that and you listen to Too Blind to See It by Kim Sims, and yeah, they're both great dance songs. And Danny doesn't get enough credit for being absolutely brilliant. Love and Kisses is still a great listen. And I'm just reminiscing about the first time I heard Love and Kisses on the chat show, and thinking, I need that, I need it now. That was 92, so that means that 91, and the final album on this is, you know this already, fans know this already, I know you know this already. Hang on. I'm Cathy Dennis. No, don't get me wrong. I'm Cathy Dennis, and I am the 91st best album of the 90s. Move to this. Again, obsessed with Cathy Dennis when she first came out. Come In and Get My Love with D-Mob in 1989. Wonderful dance track that had the dance that they did on top of the pops. You'd know what I was talking about if you'd seen it. Just Another Dream is a classic dance tune. Touch Me is a classic dance tune. Too Many Walls is lovely pop song. Everybody Move, great pop song. And the album tracks like Move to This, great. And for that reason it made my top 100 albums of the 90s. And if you were a reader of Smash Hits at the time, you would know what a big deal they always made of the fact that Cathy Dennis has no nose. But how does she smell? Great, I'm sure. Hopefully there will be a Cathy Dennis comeback this year. She's hinting at it on her social media. I've just started tidying away already. Right, so that was my 100 through to 91 favourite albums of the 90s. And it was a great list already. Says me who made the list.